Good morning. So we're in where we at? Oh, I don't know how to say the word. Ollantaytambo, something like that. Rad place. So the streets are basically cobbled with cobblestones. You've got mountains all around you, and there's some really cool ruins around here. So we're going up to Marais now, and then we're coming back here, and then we're gonna do the two ruin sites here. So we'll check that out, and then also I'll show you what the little town looks like. It's really pretty. It's quite expensive, so think about bringing some cash with you, because it is one of the most touristy sites out there. But yeah, no, it looks really cool so far. So this is the first stop. This is Marais. So you've got about 4,000 salt plains here, and these have been here since pre-Inca times. And the families of today, they basically still use them, and they still use them in the same ways as they used to back in the day. Now, also a very cool thing about them is that each family gets a plot, and then with that, they basically take care of a certain amount of salt plains, and then from there they collect their salt, and I'll explain a little bit more about how they extract the salt from it as well. So something really interesting about these salt pans. Now, these guys, as I said already, they date back before, like, pre-Inca times, right? These guys, luckily enough for us, we've got fridges and freezers and things, so we're good with meat and our produce. But these guys didn't have anything. So they used to use these salt pans to preserve their food. They used it for offerings to their gods, and they even used it for trade. And yeah, so you've got these families that still use these all the way today. There's little springs that come out of the mountain that feeds the water into these springs, and then from, not dehydration, what's the word when it's evaporation, the salt and all the vital minerals, those remain afterwards. So down there, this is actually one of the salt springs that runs through and feeds into the salt pans. It goes all the way through. So you can even see across next to the sides of it all the salt that's been collected, and that basically runs into each of these different pans, and then that collects the evaporation, and then boom, you've got salt. So the way they harvest the salt is they have different layers as evaporation happens. Then they take rubber boots and they smash through. So they crack all the layers down. Then the way they harvest is they take a shovel, scoop it all up, put it on the side, let it dry out some more, and then I would imagine they bring it through to these areas that they sort it, mill it down, and then I don't know what he's doing inside there, but I think he's just either cracking the salt some more so they can pack it into these bags and then sell it off. So the cost of coming into this place, just remember, is 20 soles, and then the next one we're off to is Maraz, I think, or Marais. I'll double check, don't remember. But that one is 70, and that gives you access to 4 different sites, and you just basically go from there. Here's all the handicrafts. Yeah. Yeah, a very, very, very different view compared to looking at it from Bolivia's side. We're in Marais, and these are the fathomed crop circles, if you would say. So the Incas are even more amazing every time that I think about it. They basically invented a new type of way that you can check what you can grow or where you can grow it. So each of these circles, if you would say, they've got a microclimate. So as you go down, the climate changes just slightly. So they would grow different crops in each different circle to see if it works. Now another thing with it is there's speculation that they actually tried doing different agricultural systems, so different ways of watering their plants. And it's just incredible how these guys thought, and this is hundreds of years ago. How do they do this stuff? You can see that it's breaking down a little bit down there. A couple of poles holding things up. But imagine having the idea of digging downwards and you would have a different type of ecosystem, so you could grow a different type of crop. It's incredible. So something also strange about these circles, if you would say, is that they're not too sure if there was more meaning behind them, maybe in religious or ceremonial side of things, because the circles or the different pieces, there's one here, there's one over there, there's one behind Nandi, they all actually line up with the cardinal points. So there could be a deeper meaning on how these things are done or what they were used for. What do you guys think? This is the main square of Ollantaytambo. Rad little place. The restaurants are really nice. Again, you're looking at tourist prices, but the food is actually really, really tasty. So there's one of the Inca ruins up there, another one over there, another one around the corner. We're going to the one that's down this road. Rad place. So for this, you can either buy a single entrance, I think it's like 40, or you get two different types of tickets, partial or whole. So 4 places, 70 soles. And I think, how much is the other one? 130 soles, and it gives you like 16. And it's valid for 10 days. The 70 soles is only valid for 2 days. So keep that in mind when you're doing this type of thing. There you go. There are your prices. Makes life a little bit easier.
No, you're all good. It's my fault.
So, strolling through this place, you'll find 5 different things to see. You've got the Temple of the Sun, which was constructed with massive stones aligned with astronomical events. You've got the agricultural terraces. They were built for farming and defensive purposes. You've got the granaries, used to store food at high altitudes, which is actually very impressive. You've got the princess baths that we'll see later, and these things were used as ceremonial fountains they were used for ritual cleansing. So also with this place you've got 2 things. They were used for military and ceremonial zones. Another interesting fact about this ruin itself is that it was one of the places that it actually successfully resisted against the Spanish forces back in the day. So yeah, you must definitely walk through and have a great time looking at this place. Looks like some sort of drainage system. Can't believe this stuff is like 600, 700, 800 years old. Those type of concrete. Bottom of this city. Still very cool. I'm so confused on how they got such clean lines. How do they do that? Aliens? Like what? So you can imagine this is actually getting fed from the river that flows through this entire area. You can't go up there. Yeah, so there's a river that runs through the entirety of this village, and it's actually on that side as well, I think. So there's your river, or it's coming from the river, but that's been filtrated into there. That's flowing through here all the way down into where I was filming earlier. So that's pretty mad. And look at this. Look how clean those cuts are. It's incredible what they can do. Goes up there. Probably goes up there. This looks like a little hidden chamber. Oh, turn around. So you guys can tell me, but have they taken rocks from here, or were they cutting into the rock? Because usually you've got the nipples there that they use to carry them, and then they shave them off, as far as I've been told. But it looks like they've actually taken rock out. So maybe that's where, I don't know, maybe they join them somehow. That's incredible. How these guys do this stuff. Absolutely nuts. Enjoy yourself, bro. It's a mosquito. What up, dog? So, if you are doing the Sacred Valley, the best way to get around is these things called colectivos. They're basically vans. Yes. This one's nice and empty. They get rammed. So, from Ollantaytambo to Ollantaytambo, it's 3 soles. And then from Ollantaytambo to Pisac should be about 3 soles as well. So just keep in mind that keep those prices and don't get ripped off. It takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on how busy, depending if you get breakdown. But yeah, that's where we're going. So we're going through Pisac now, check out some more ruins, and then we'll see what else is around. So we made it to Pisac off the Collectivo. We're now at the ruins. So these ruins are supposedly some of the most impressive out of all of them. They're the most intact. There's also, it's just there are so many of them here, so that's really cool. So you can either walk up and then walk down, which is probably like a 6-hour round trip, and that's pretty hectic. Or you can catch a taxi up, which we did. We thought it was 25 soles, but it's 35 soles, and it brings you all the way up this road. There's your parking lot. There's a little couple of markets there, and that's where you can buy some cool drinks and things, and then you walk down. So I think it's about it's about 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours down, so should be pretty cool, and we'll see what we can find. This stuff is old. Beautiful views though. And then Cusco, not Cusco, Pisac City is behind this mountain here, all the way down. Second lot of Inca ruins up there. These grazing fields are absolutely incredible. Gotta wonder what they actually made here. Like you go with quinoa, maize, potatoes, whatever else grows up in this altitude. So also we're at 3,300 feet at the moment. Very impressive. just in case you guys are wondering, thatch roofs have been remade. Thatch doesn't last 800 years. So the Pisac ruins, they sit high above the modern town and are known for their impressive Inca engineering, terraces and strategic placement. You'll actually see as we're walking through, you've got like slipways that you could definitely see where guards could be standing, so the enemy could be coming in and they wouldn't be able to see anyone coming through. They've got also loads of different areas. You've got your agricultural terraces here as well. You've got your ceremonial center, you've got the Temple of the Sun, your residential areas, and there's tombs and burial sites that we didn't find. I don't know if they were at the top or the bottom, but definitely come through and you'll be able to check them out. Pisac town, when we get back there, it's really well known for the traditional Andean market, the handicrafts, and it's quite a hippie type area, so think about it when you come through, because there are a lot of spiritual retreats and there's a couple of wellness centers there as well. Also, I wonder if they made these places like mazes, so if people did come and attack, then they would know where to go. Because as you can see, you can't really see what's coming around a wall. So if that's the case, it's quite a sneaky little vantage point for them. Definitely can see everything. So I'd imagine this might have been a lookout spot, kind of guarding anything coming up from that area, and then also guarding anything coming up this place, because there's another little city thing over there. And then there's a walkway behind, but we've done like, I don't know, 10 days hiking in the last 14, so our legs are broken. Nice little guard hut, I would imagine. And you got some extra houses up there. There's a tiny little snake trail that goes around the mountain. A massive shout out to Wolfang, and great shout out to the place that we were. Sacred Valley is an amazing place to visit. You definitely have your tourist prices, keep that in mind, but to explore the ruins and see the place in all its awe is out of this world. Definitely will come back to explore more, maybe even get a guide next time, because they do have so much more information that we don't know. And looking at a rock, you can't really see much, but when you get that background information, it just gives you so much more connection to what you're looking at, or to what you're walking around. But yeah, no, it's been an amazing experience. Really cool walking around the cobble streets. Really cool walking around Pisac and Ollantaytambo. They have been really nice places. If you like the video, please give us a like and subscribe. Share the video with friends if they're interested in this type of thing. And yeah, you guys stay rocking. Peace.